It has been almost a month since I have actually done anything to this car. I think my feud with it is over. I think I'm ready to get back into it. Yeah, I called it my feud. In case you guys didn't know, when we painted this thing, we painted it right here where I'm standing right now. And it was a long process, and it took a lot longer than I wanted it to, and there were some mistakes and some things that went wrong. It ended up looking really good. Like, I'm really happy with it. I'm happy that I did it myself. But when we were done painting it and doing like the supporting mods, like finally putting the wheels on and the lights in and all that kind of stuff, I literally took just a month off. I was just annoyed with this car. I didn't want to mess with it anymore. I just needed some time to really just wait to be enthused by it again, which I think I am. I think I'm ready. Now, I'm sure most of us can agree that 2020 is not really going the way that any of us hoped it was. I'm sure a lot of you guys have a lot more time off or just going through a lot more than you originally intended on. And a lot of companies have slowed down and they've really put a hold on like productivity and getting things done. But a company that has remained open this entire time and continues to have really good, really quick, and just like amazing resources is Copart. And you guys know Copart is where I picked up the Genesis originally. It has come a long way since we first got it. But Copart is an online auction website where you guys can go online, you guys can bid on cars that have been, first of all, I feel like I don't touch on this enough. There's cars on there that actually have nothing wrong with them. You can literally just go on there and buy a car. There's also cars like my car, which was claimed on insurance. Anything where like the insurance says, okay, this car is written off, or this car was on fire, or this car was in an accident, claims it a write-off, it sells through Copart and ends up in my garage like this as a cool race car. A lot of stuff right now is uncertain and strange and weird and annoying, but something that's not uncertain is that Copart remains open. Go to copart.com/Robbie or check out the link in the description down below. I really encourage you guys to do that if you guys are in the market for any kind of project car or anything like that. And on that same note, something that I told you guys is like this year's not really going as planned. At this point, I was hoping to be driving this car, doing some sort of track stuff with it. That was my goal for this year. Things like that just aren't going, and I guess I kind of changed my attitude. Instead of being disappointed that I'm not living up to what I really just said out loud, but I put it in a video so I feel like I promised it to you guys, but instead of being upset that I like didn't live up to currently right now drifting this car, we bought a transmission. I put this in a video a couple videos ago actually, but it wasn't a Genesis video, so I do have the transmission. This thing's actually from a BK2. So a lot of people said stay away from the BK1s, they have some kind of lockout issues. This is from a 2015, and I have everything except the drive shaft, because the drive shaft is different, and the clutch pedal. Everything else is already here. Hopefully really soon we will be manual swapping the Genesis, but for the time remaining, I just want to have some fun with it. Yo, this is a heavy box being 90% air, dude. We got another couple packages from my boys at ARKPerformance. This one's already looking a lot more complete than the one I had for the truck. If you guys remember when I got the truck, you guys remember it was literally like 2 days ago. It came with a sway bar, but the sway bar didn't come with any like bushings or anything like that. I got ARK's Performance Sway Bar Kit. This is supposed to go on the Genesis, help give some stability, make it nice for the track. But right away, like it came with new rubber, which obviously you're gonna want. And these ones came with the rubbers and a clamp. And it came with super grease, which is nice. And the one on the truck literally came with nothing. I actually ended up taking it back off because it was rubbing on the axles once I test drove it a little bit. But it didn't come with any bushings or grease or anything. It was kind of strange. Anyways, these things really don't have a choice but to be good because they just weigh 1,000,000 pounds. Gee, like, you guys would not believe the weight of this. Oh, wow, that is vibrant. I've said this before and I'm gonna say this again, dude. I love ARK's colorways. I love how everything's like orange and blue and bright. For a colorblind kid, it's super exciting because it's actually something to look at. So I vote we get to this in a minute. I wanna start by installing these sway bars. I think the more complicated one is always gonna be the front one. Oh, there's not even an Allen key hole on that. I took the whole thing off because I thought that this might be seized and I didn't want to fight it with like no room in the car. There's not even an Allen key slot on the end. Oh, that's not gonna stay on. Told you that shouldn't be on there.
So is that one done?
Yeah, it's super easy.
15 minutes. Bang.
Not even. And it looks dope. Like now that it's with the coils and stuff.
Now, is this one gonna be harder?
This one will be just a little bit harder just because I have to take off this. Oh yeah, you can definitely tell that. Look.
I'm not really sure what.
Show them where the cleanness is. Look how much thicker this one is than this one. See the difference there? The thickness here, and then the thickness just in like these end parts too. How beefy this is versus this little dinky one. You know what sucks is I might have to take this off to do the tranny. I didn't even really think about that, but you know what? It's been done for now. Anyways, next box is something that I'm very excited to do. I actually have been talking about doing this since I put the exhaust on the car. Now I don't know how much louder this is gonna make it, but what I do know is it's gonna fix a problem. So you guys remember when we installed the exhaust, flex pipe has actually been making a very weird rattling. We thought the exhaust was leaking when we installed it. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's leaking. It makes some really weird noises when you're driving. And you know what? We may as well make it 3 inches. You hear that, boys? That is the sound of a non-flex pipe. That's how they're supposed to be, dude. Nothing moves, nothing wiggles, no noise. So this brings whatever comes off the exhaust, which I believe this is like 2.5 inches, 2 inches, and then turns it straight into a 3 a little bit earlier on. So it should have a slight tone difference. I'm not expecting this thing to make it extremely loud, and I really only wanted to go this far because I don't know what we're doing for turbo setup. I want to beat the car a little bit. I kind of like the top mount turbos on these. I think they're just wild, but this just continues on the beautifulness of fresh exhaust under here, straight up to that thick ass disgusting cat. Absolutely drenched this in penetrating fluid because it looked like just look at it. It looks like it's never coming off there again in its entire life. Please don't strip, just come off. Just come off, just come off. Was that a good one or a bad one? Oh baby. Thank you, Korean car Jesus. Whoa, that's gross. Hey, don't you be too comfortable up in here, think I'm ignoring you, alright? I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. Lubrication for easy install of new ones. Yo, today is just full of just nice, easy installs, dude. I think that's it, dude. That was actually easier than I thought it was gonna be. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be hard. This is dumb close, but it's actually really stiff, so should be all right from hitting that. Like I said, it's only this much, so I don't know how much it's really gonna change the tone, but at the same time, like we opened it up for another like 2 feet of length at least, we opened it up. So I can imagine it being a little bit different, a little bit louder. Unfortunately though, it is almost 3:30, which means that this is leaving you and me on a cliffhanger because we gotta get the truck over to alignment real quick. I wanna get the wheels and tires put on, and I definitely wanna make sure that this thing is straight as an arrow before we install these new wheels and tires. Look at it, this one is straight, and this one is super turned in with the steering wheel turned just a little bit. I feel like right now half you guys in the comments are roasting me for being at Cal Tire, and the other half that isn't roasting me probably works at one. Isn't that facts though? But they won't let me go in and get the good shots because coronavirus, so I gotta watch from the parking lot. All right, well, I guess he's taking it for a road test. I didn't know they do that. I've only ever got alignments at places I work or my friends work. No one's ever taken my car on a road test. All right, we are good to go. This thing is all dialed in. He actually fixed the camera in the front too, which is nice. Like I told you guys, I've never owned a truck. I always see people that like lift their car or lift their truck and then they have like positive camber. I've always questioned why they don't fix that. I thought maybe you couldn't on trucks, but this guy got it dialed in. If you guys want to see the spec sheet, you gotta be super quick. I'll meet you guys at the shop. I'm gonna start the car on the lift, just make sure there's no leaks, but I didn't want you guys to miss the first startup, so that is why it is halfway off the ground. It's not like we installed a new exhaust, but the volume, I don't know if you guys can hear on the camera, the volume on a cold start is greater than it used to be. Yo, this thing looks bad with the new taillights, dude.
Smells like Fruit Loops in there.
Fruit Loops.
It smells fruity.
Maybe that's because you were in there. I think it sounds pretty good. I'm inside, so it's kind of hard for me to say, but I feel like it's, first of all, for some reason, the car feels the fastest it's ever felt. Could be maybe adding a little bit of exhaust space, but I doubt it. Maybe it's the grippy tires. Maybe when I used to launch, I would peel a little bit. Like, I've never gotten that fast over that hump. Then I think I bottomed out hard. I can't tell, I'm not outside the car. From inside, I feel like under full acceleration, it sounds like a little bit throatier, but I don't know, what do you think? Does it sound good?
I don't know if it necessarily sounds different.
Honestly, I think it's just,
It does sound
it's
deeper.
the same sound, just a little bit deeper. So it's weird. It got a little deeper, but then the total volume went up a little bit. Also, I saw a lot of comments. I told you guys, we haven't filmed anything Genesis in a while, but there was a comment that, well, there's been a lot of comments actually. For anybody that's like new or maybe just misunderstood or missed it in general, when we tubed the whole front end, oh my God, I need to clean it here. Okay, so we tubed the whole front end of this car, and when we did that, I took off the air box that was right here. Normally there's like your air intake. I had to take it off because of this. I haven't gotten the cold air intake, so if you look in here, that's straight to the turbo. The turbo's right there. Instead of the sound of the turbo being muffled by the air box, now you're just hearing like raw blow off. That's why it sounds more turbo-y than it used to. And until I put a giant turbo right here, it's gonna sound the same. Doesn't this thing just look fire though?
Good.
I'm glad I took a month off working on it. I wanted to punch it in the face at one point. It looks so good. Everything is retucked in here for the night. The truck, dude, first of all, I never thought, is this a scratch or is this a spider web? Whew, thank God that's a spider web. I don't know how much you guys can tell that I'm excited about this thing. Like, I'm extremely excited to have a truck, and I'm like super fired up that it's in rotation, if that makes any sense. Like, I never thought I would even have all this shop or have all this stuff, let alone just pull in my truck because I'm not driving it today. You know, like I always saw like my life going where I was just like a dad that had a truck. Like, this is fire. This is super cool. So I just want to say thank you for you guys that always watch and always support and stuff, because this is super cool to have, and just pulled it in. And we've been working on it, and I'm happy with it. I'm also super stoked with the lift. I think it's like the perfect height. I still really am excited about it. And then you guys can see with the alignment too, steering wheel, it's pretty straight. Wheels are good, all fixed up. Nothing looks weird. And also, well, I took this air dam off in the last video. I left these clips. I'm not sure if you guys commented about that or not. The video hasn't gone out yet, but you could see them in a photo, and I was like, that's not good. So I took off all those clips off the air dam. So now even if you get nice and low, it just looks, oh, dude, it looks so nice from that angle. Anyways, I'm gonna go home and edit this video for you guys. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out and stay committed.